This motherfucker don't miss.
No, he's fucking good.
That motherfucker don't miss, man.
He's good.
Let me talk about my perspective of mainstream rap. Starting with Jay-Z, you know, our first billionaire in hip-hop, all of hip-hop. You feel me? You know, from my perspective, he is not only a blueprint, like, for rappers, but, like, even an icon. Like, for real. He grew up in, you know, those harsh conditions, like most black people all over the world, you know, even here in Africa. And he turned his pain into profit. He is one of the first to do this, and thus one of the reasons why it is such a cliche now, due to all the rappers that had the same story after him. But this is what hip-hop was about: storytelling. In a way, that's not boring, like reading books and, like, you feel me, studying and shit, you know. When a rapper tells his story, he hopes whoever is listening has the imagination to picture everything that they're saying, like it's a movie. And if it is catchy, then you won't forget the story. You don't even need to pass it on to the next person. You feel me? Like, you just gotta enjoy the music. Just enjoying it in public will attract people with similar interests as you, and they will willingly choose to listen and learn the story themselves, and even ask questions. It's better this way, because if you tell someone to listen to you, they're less likely to be interested and less likely to actually listen and remember what you said. People like to make their own choices, especially adults, especially adults. This form of storytelling is very effective, and if you can make a living out of it and enjoy it, then you allow it to be more and more popular. You don't even need to go to school to be a rapper, so it's like the best option for a poor person under harsh conditions. But this is where the problem starts. The way our economy works, you know, with capitalism and all that, in most countries, we have a small percentage of people with enough money for their bills and a little bit to spare, you know, and an even smaller percentage of people with an abundance of money. The rest of the world consists of people who have little to no money. Therefore, the rest of the world most likely lives in harsh conditions. What this means is that most people in the world can come up with pretty much the same stories and relate to each other. And when they saw people like Jay-Z using their struggle to get out of that struggle, then they will inevitably copy him. The only other option they have is school, and it costs a lot of money, takes a very long time to finish, and requires skills that not everyone has. Not to mention certain characters like being obedient and only focusing on a specific field for very long. People with disorders such as ADHD have a hard time at school. They should buy medicine for the rest of their life to finish school and maintain a career. So being a rapper seemed like the cheat code. Talk about life, shock the world, get attention, and sell the music that speaks about your life to them so that they can educate themselves and enjoy themselves at the same time. That was the point, so that they can learn and enjoy. But when your story isn't shocking enough, or people don't believe you, then this method loses its effectiveness. Once everyone and their grandmother talks about struggling, we get to hear every significant concept of struggle, and it makes more and more sense. But there's only so much you can say. Once everyone has said everything, then the only thing left to do is say the same story as someone else, or make up your own that's not even true. And once everyone gets an idea of what the hood is like, then they get desensitized and anything they hear isn't shocking anymore. That's what we call oversaturation. Being a nice person by sharing is beneficial for other people, but in our economy, it can be a disadvantage. That's why gatekeeping is a thing, to maintain scarcity and thus maintain value. But back to rap. After everyone said everything, all that is left is the enjoyable part of music. The lyrics and the story loses like its whole value. We have heard it all. Trying to come up with something shocking usually never works. And even if it does, it feels forced. It doesn't have the same effect as when it's genuine. That is where we are right now. And that is the reason why we have mumble rap.
Cardi about to get it. Oh man, goddamn. Yo, you old stinky cheek ass nigga. You put your motherfucking legs on my shoulders while I hit it from the front ass nigga. Put your favorite pumps on ass nigga.
I have nothing against non-lyrical rap. I understand its existence and relevance. Not only do lyrics have less value, but some people can't write lyrics. Whether it be because of bad education among poor people, or just not having the mental ability to come up with lyrics that sound good and tell a story at the same time. So instead, they rather just sound good. At this point, there's no form of education in music. It's more about, can we play your song at a club or at a party and have everyone dance, or at least most people, then the rest will join. People love dancing. It's one of the purposes of music in general. Rap wasn't really about dancing, but it was music, so people danced when it played. But now it's all about dancing. Other genres of music also tell stories sometimes, but the stories are never the main part of the songs. It's all about dancing. The song's rhythm and instrumental should be easy to dance to. Then the lyrics are just a cherry on top, so we can call the song a song instead of like just a beat or an instrumental. All the lyrics need is to match with the rhythm. Okay, but this simplified version of rap is easier to adapt to, so it's even more saturated. But since it's so easy to make, then how enjoyable it isn't only based on how good it sounds, but how popular the artist is. People at parties usually take substances to enhance the joy they feel, whether it be alcohol, nicotine, or marijuana, or a mixture of them. The substance makes it easier to dance and makes the dancing more pleasing, thus making you want to dance more. even if the song isn't that danceable. So making danceable music is a breeze. But people might not feel comfortable dancing to your music if they don't know you. So as a new artist, pleasing people is gonna be hard. Popular people know their songs are gonna be popular too, as long as they maintain their relevance. And once a song is popular, you're gonna hear it at clubs and parties, whether you like it or not. And if you are under the influence of substances, you will dance. So now being a rapper is about being popular first, and then making danceable music. It's no longer about educating people or expressing yourself. It's a popularity contest now. Who will get the most plays and attention? Before, this was determined by how good the song is. Now, those numbers are adjustable via the internet, and even if they aren't adjusted, they are determined by how much you already get praised and appreciated. That's when gatekeeping now comes in. So now for the next part of my perspective. How do you get popular? The easiest way is to get someone popular to introduce you to their audience, so that some of them may like you just as much as they like the popular person. But it's not easy to even get the attention of a popular person, let alone convince them to give you their platform. And even if you do, the crowd might hate you and hate the popular person too, because they just want to be entertained by you, specifically the popular person, not controlled and told who else to focus on. So the only other option for you, if this isn't on the table, is to grow your audience. But like I said, if you aren't already popular, no one is listening to your music at public places, or even at all, let's be honest. So making music isn't the best way to grow an audience. This is where social media and content creation comes in. Instead of getting signed to popular labels and hoping to get some attention, people instead decided to get people's attention with content on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Whether it be a live stream or a dance video or any trend, people decide to just do whatever people want to see on social media to get attention and then sell them something afterwards. In this case, it's music. Streamers and YouTubers use the popularity they got from sexualization and humiliation to promote their music. In that case, the numbers the music gets isn't based off how good the song is, but how much of their audience is willing to listen. Now, here's the problem with this method. Artists are usually mysterious and they mind their own business and stuff. We only ever see them or interact with them when they present their art. So people that consume art have a level of respect for artists because they don't know them that well. They get to know them through their art, if they are accurate with their assumption of what it means. So now you have to entertain people by humiliating yourself and making yourself more available. That wonder is gone, and your audience will only see you as a joke. Even if they don't, they won't respect you as much as they respect other artists, even if your song is, good. They'll find some way to make fun of you, because that's what they know you for. So your music has to match that. It has to be funny. A good example of this is KSI. Some of his songs are good, but as long as people see him as a source of laughter, they will never take him seriously. So now we have a bunch of subgenres and different types of rappers in rap. We have OG rappers like Jay-Z, Snoop Dogg, and their peers. They are pretty much retired, but they still have good songs out. Then we have our modern rappers that grew up, after 2010. The older ones are fading away, popularity-wise, like Drake, Kendrick, and Cole. And they are challenging each other to keep people talking. These two generations maintained the lyrical side of rap to this day, even though it's not appreciated anymore. Danceable rap became popular after them. They are the ones that oversaturated storytelling. Lyricism is still appreciated by some people, but storytelling needs verification and lacks shock value. From 2016, blowing up wasn't about your lyrics, but your connections to popularity. Artists like Playboi Carti grew from popular artists like A$AP Rocky. He was hated for not being lyrical, or at least not lyrical enough, but that didn't stop him from being popular and selling music. It didn't matter anymore. Then, Carti introduced us to opium.
If I'm a bitch, then I'm the baddest bitch. Tell me.
And the rest is history. I appreciate all forms of rap as long as it's part of being black. Even if we don't get political about it. Rap is pretty much all poor black Americans have. The money isn't in their hands, the economy isn't in their hands, the state of politics isn't in their hands. If we're being for real. And I understand the criticism behind it in regards to violence, and how they speak of violent stuff in their songs while they are speaking of their lives, while they are telling you the story of their lives. Unfortunately, it includes violence. But in regards to the criticism, a YouTuber called Young Don made me realize something. If rap is bad for being violent, then what about action and horror movies in that case? They're both for entertainment. You feel me? And action and horror movies are longer and give you more details with a visual representation of the violence in it. So the criticism of rap being violent is completely out the window for me. Completely. You feel me? I want to hear the whole story, even if it involves killing someone. I want to hear the whole story. You feel me? Whether or not I recreate the story myself is my responsibility, not the artist's responsibility. Again, rap is for education. Education, not mimicking specifically. Rap will stay in our hearts forever, even if it evolves and branches out. Actually, it should evolve and branch out like everything else on this planet.
My bad. Alright, why are you handing me your Chase debit card?
I didn't mean to. Yeah, Atlanta's crazy, boss. I was
He's
trying to
searching back home.
What?
Searching back home.
Don't listen.
If it ain't ROC way, then it's no fucking way.
Man. What the fuck? 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 For that pistol, I walk around with big stick. Catch him with his whole guy.